Hey, welcome back. If you clicked on this video, I think you already know what you want. You want to speak English, not just understand it. You want to actually speak it, confidently, naturally, without freezing up in the middle of a sentence.
And today, we are going to show you exactly how to do that. By the end of this episode, you will have the best hacks and the best habits that actually work for learning English. We are also going to do some shadowing and speaking practice together, so stay till the end.
Trust me, if you apply even one thing from today, your English is going to feel different. So let us get into it right now.
But before we start, let me ask you something. How long have you been trying to learn English? A few months, maybe a few years? And sometimes, does it feel like you're just not moving forward, no matter how hard you try?
That is such a common feeling. And the reason is not that you're not smart enough. The reason is that most people learn English the wrong way. They memorize grammar rules, they study long vocabulary lists, but they never actually use the language in a natural way.
And that is exactly what we're going to fix today. We're going to talk about how to build real habits, the kind that actually stick. And we're going to use something called shadowing to train your brain to think in English.
Okay, so let us start with the number one habit that has changed everything for thousands of English learners all around the world. And that habit is daily listening. Not studying, not memorizing, just listening.
Think about how babies learn their first language. They don't open a grammar book on day one. They listen, they absorb, they hear the same words over and over again, and slowly the language becomes natural to them. That's how the brain actually learns.
And you can do the exact same thing. Even 15 minutes of listening to real English every single day, like podcasts, conversations, or stories, can train your brain in a way that no textbook ever can.
The key word here is consistency. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be super long, but it has to be every single day. That's the real secret that most people miss.
But here's the thing, just listening alone is not enough. There's one more thing you need to add to make it really powerful, something that makes all the difference. We'll get to that very soon. But first, let me talk about a mistake that almost every learner makes.
Most learners try to understand every single word they hear, and when they hear a word they don't know, they stop. They pause the audio, they look it up, and by the time they come back, they've completely lost the flow of the conversation.
And losing the flow is one of the biggest problems in English learning, because real conversations don't stop for you. Real people don't slow down and wait. So you have to train yourself to keep going, even when you don't understand every single word.
Understanding 80% of what you hear and just keeping the flow going is actually much better than understanding 100% by stopping every 5 seconds. The brain learns more from flow than from perfect comprehension.
All right, let's take a small break here and learn a word that will really help you in everyday English conversations. The word is consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly without stopping.
Here's how you use it. You can say, she's consistent with her English practice. That means she practices English every day without missing. Another example, to improve fast, you have to be consistent.
Notice how simple those sentences are. You don't need big, complicated words to sound good in English. Simple and clear is always better. And consistent is a word that native speakers use all the time. So learn it and use it.
Okay, now let's talk about the big one, the technique that language experts, polyglots, and even professional interpreters use to master a new language fast. It's called shadowing. And if you've never tried it before, your English journey is about to change.
Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and you repeat what they say almost at the same time. You copy their pronunciation, their rhythm, their speed, and their tone, everything. You become like a shadow of that speaker.
And the beautiful thing about shadowing is that it's not just about the words, it's about how the words sound together. It trains your mouth, your brain, and your ear all at the same time. That's why it works so fast.
A lot of learners think that speaking English is only about knowing the right words, but actually, it's about how you connect those words together naturally. Shadowing teaches you exactly that connection.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually do shadowing? What do I shadow? How long should I practice? Don't worry, we're going to walk you through a real shadowing practice later in this episode.
And here's something else that works hand in hand with shadowing: speaking out loud. This one sounds obvious, but most learners actually skip it. They read English, they listen to English, but they never open their mouth and practice speaking.
Your mouth needs practice, just like your legs need practice to run. If you only read and listen but never speak, your mouth won't know what to do when the real moment comes. That moment when someone starts talking to you in English and you need to respond.
So even if you're alone right now, even if no one is around, speak out loud in English. Talk to yourself. Describe what you see around you. Practice sentences from today's episode.
Okay, so we talked about daily listening, we talked about not stopping every time you hear a new word, and we introduced shadowing. Now I want to go a little deeper, because here is what most people do not realize about habits. A habit only works when it feels easy enough to start.
That is so true. A lot of learners set big goals, like, I will study English for 2 hours every day. And then after 3 days, life gets busy, they miss one day, and suddenly the whole habit is gone. Sound familiar?
The better approach is to make the habit so small that you almost cannot say no to it. Instead of 2 hours, say, I will listen to English for just 10 minutes today. Just 10 minutes, that's it. Because 10 minutes every day beats 2 hours once a week every single time.
And once you sit down and start, most of the time you will naturally go longer than 10 minutes anyway. But the goal is just to start. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, the momentum carries you forward.
Now, let's talk about something that every English learner needs to hear, especially if you've been learning for a while and you feel like you're stuck. That feeling of being stuck, that feeling like your English is not improving, it doesn't mean you're failing. It actually means you're about to level up.
Yes, in language learning, there is something called a plateau. A plateau is when you feel like you are not making any progress, even though you are still practicing. And almost every single learner goes through this. It's completely normal.
The mistake is giving up during the plateau, because just underneath that plateau, progress is happening. Your brain is quietly organizing everything it's been absorbing, and then one day, something clicks. You suddenly understand more. You suddenly speak more naturally, and it happens because you didn't quit.
So if you're in that stuck phase right now, keep going. You are closer to a breakthrough than you think. The people who become fluent are not the most talented ones. They're the ones who kept showing up even on the hard days. All right, now let's do our vocabulary section. And today we have a great word that connects perfectly with everything we're talking about. The word is plateau. P-L-A-T-A-U-E, plateau.
A plateau means a period where there is little or no progress, even though you're putting in effort. Here's a sentence. Every language learner hits a plateau at some point, but it doesn't last forever. Another example. After 3 months of practice, I hit a plateau, but I kept going and things got better.
This is a really useful word, not just in English learning, but in any skill you're trying to build. You can use it at work, in sports, in school. So add it to your vocabulary today and try to use it in a sentence before tonight.
Okay, now it's time for something really exciting. We're going to do our first shadowing practice together. I want you to actually do this with us. Grab your headphones if you have them, sit up straight, and get ready to repeat out loud.
Here's how it works. Sophia is going to say a sentence. Then I'm going to say the same sentence again slowly, and then you repeat it. You copy the rhythm, the pronunciation, the natural flow. Ready? Let's go.
First sentence. I practice English every single day, even when I don't feel like it.
I practice English every single day, even when I don't feel like it.
Now your turn. Say it out loud. Don't just read it with your eyes. Use your mouth. Feel how the words connect. Every single day sounds like every single day, all flowing together. That natural connection is what makes English sound fluent.
Second sentence. My English is getting better because I never stopped trying.
My English is getting better because I never stopped trying.
Say it out loud. Put emotion into it, because when you say it with feeling, your brain remembers it much more deeply. This is not just a sentence, this is a mindset that you are training yourself to believe.
You see, shadowing is powerful not just for pronunciation, it also helps you internalize sentence structures. So instead of thinking, okay, what's the grammar rule here, you just feel what sounds right. And that feeling is exactly how native speakers think.
That shift from thinking in grammar rules to feeling the language, that is one of the biggest turning points in becoming fluent. And shadowing speeds up that process more than almost anything else.
Let's do one more shadowing sentence before we move on to our story section. This one is a little longer. Are you ready?
Third sentence. Every day I spend listening to English brings me one step closer to the fluency I've always wanted.
Every day I spend listening to English brings me one step closer to the fluency I've always wanted.
Your turn. Say it slowly first, then say it faster. Notice how the words flow together like music. That flow is what you're training, and the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes.
Now, I want to share something with you, something that a lot of people don't talk about in English learning, and that's the emotional side of it. Because learning a language is not just a mental challenge, it's an emotional one too.
There will be days when you feel embarrassed, days when you say something wrong and someone doesn't understand you, days when you hear a conversation and you feel completely lost. And in those moments, the temptation is to say, maybe I'm just not good at this.
But the truth is, every single fluent English speaker you admire, every teacher, every confident presenter, every person who sounds completely natural in English, they all had those exact same moments. The difference is they chose to keep going anyway.
Making mistakes is not a sign that you are failing. Making mistakes is literally how language learning works. Every mistake is data. It tells your brain, okay, that didn't work, let me adjust. And slowly, through those adjustments, fluency builds.
Okay, we're almost at the end of part 2, and I want to set something up really special for part 3, because in the next section, we're going to put everything together. We're going to do a full story, a real English conversation between David and me, and you're going to practice with us.
We'll also talk about one final habit that ties everything together. A lot of people know about it, but almost nobody actually does it. And when you start doing it, it changes everything about how fast you improve.
So make sure you stay right here. Part 3 is where it all comes together. And trust me, the story we're about to tell is one that every English learner is going to relate to deeply.
Welcome to the final part of today's episode. And like we promised, we are going to tell you a story, a real story about an English learner, someone just like you. And as we tell the story, I want you to listen carefully because we are going to pause and practice together along the way.
This story is called The Student Who Almost Quit. And I think by the end of it, you are going to feel something powerful. So let us begin.
There was a young man named Armand. Armand grew up in a small town where almost nobody spoke English. He went to school, he studied English in his textbook, he memorized grammar rules, he passed his exams. But when he tried to have a real conversation in English, nothing came out. His mouth just froze.
Armand felt frustrated. He thought, I have been studying English for years. Why can I not speak it? He started to believe that maybe fluency was only for people who grew up in English-speaking countries.
One evening, Armand was scrolling on his phone and he found a podcast, an English learning podcast. He almost kept scrolling, but something made him press play. And what he heard surprised him. 2 people, just talking, naturally, like friends. And he could actually follow most of it.
He listened again the next day, and the day after that. He started repeating sentences out loud. He started shadowing the speakers. He felt a little silly at first, talking to himself in his room, but he kept going. 10 minutes a day, every single day.
Now, let us pause the story here for a quick speaking practice. I'm going to say a sentence from the story, and you repeat it out loud. This is your speaking practice moment. Do not skip it.
Sentence 1. He started repeating sentences out loud, and his English slowly began to change.
He started repeating sentences out loud, and his English slowly began to change.
Say it. Feel the rhythm. Repeating sentences out loud. Notice how out loud flows together naturally, not out, pause, loud, but out loud, smooth and connected. That smoothness is what you're building every time you practice.
Now, back to Armand. After 2 months of daily practice, something started to shift. He was watching an English movie one night, and he realized he had not turned on the subtitles, and he understood almost everything. He couldn't believe it.
He tried speaking with a coworker who knew some English, and for the first time, the words came out. Not perfectly, but they came out, and his coworker understood him. That small moment felt like winning a championship.
Armand did not become fluent overnight, but he became someone who believed he could, and that belief changed everything. He stopped waiting for the perfect moment to practice. He made every moment a practice moment.
On the bus, he would think of English sentences in his head. While cooking, he would describe what he was doing in English out loud. Before sleeping, he would replay the conversations he had during the day and think about how he could have said things better in English.
And that right there, that habit of mental replay, that is the final habit we want to share with you today. It's one of the most powerful things you can do, and it costs absolutely nothing. No app, no textbook, no extra time needed.
At the end of each day, just take 5 minutes. Sit quietly and think back to the English you practiced or heard that day. Replay it in your mind. Try to remember phrases. Try to hear the pronunciation in your head. Your brain will keep processing it while you sleep.
Scientists actually call this consolidation. Your brain takes what you learned during the day and locks it into your memory while you sleep. So by doing this mental replay before bed, you are literally telling your brain, this is important. Remember this.
So the habit stack looks like this. In the morning, 10 minutes of listening. During the day, repeat and shadow what you hear. In the evening, 5 minutes of mental replay. That's it. Simple, consistent, powerful.
Let us do our final vocabulary word for today. The word is breakthrough. Breakthrough means a sudden and important discovery or achievement, especially after a long time of trying.
Here's how you use it. After months of practice, she finally had a breakthrough and started speaking English naturally. Another example, don't give up before your breakthrough comes. It's always closer than you think.
Breakthrough is also a great motivational word. When you feel stuck, just remind yourself, a breakthrough is coming, because it always does for every learner who keeps going.
Now let's go back and finish Armand's story because it has a beautiful ending.
About 8 months after Armand found that podcast, he applied for a job that required English communication. He almost didn't apply. That old voice in his head said, "Your English is not good enough," but he applied anyway.
In the interview, his English wasn't perfect. He made a few mistakes, but he communicated clearly. He explained his ideas. He answered every question. And at the end, the interviewer smiled and said, "Your English is very clear and natural. We would love to have you on the team."
Armand got the job, not because his English was perfect, but because he had trained himself to communicate, to connect, to keep going, even when the words didn't come out exactly right. That's the real goal of learning English, not perfection, connection.
And you're on that same journey right now. Every episode you listen to, every sentence you shadow, every word you look up, it's all building toward your breakthrough. You just have to keep showing up.
Okay, one last speaking practice before we wrap up. This one is a full sentence that I want you to say out loud with confidence. Really put yourself into it.
The sentence is, "I'm not perfect yet, but I'm getting better every single day, and I won't stop until I reach my goal."
I'm not perfect yet, but I'm getting better every single day, and I won't stop until I reach my goal.
Say it. Seriously, say it right now, because that sentence is not just English practice. It's a promise you're making to yourself. And the more you say it, the more your brain starts to believe it.
All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered today, because there was a lot of gold in this episode.
Number 1, daily listening is your most powerful habit. Even 10 minutes a day is enough to start changing your brain.
Number 2, don't stop every time you hear a new word. Keep the flow. 80% comprehension with flow beats 100% with constant pausing.
Number 3, shadowing is one of the fastest ways to train your pronunciation, rhythm, and natural speech. Do it every single day.
Number 4, making mistakes is not failure, it's the method. Every mistake moves you forward.
Number 5, the mental replay habit before sleeping tells your brain to lock in what you learned 5 minutes before bed every night.
And number 6, your breakthrough is coming. Just keep going, just like Arman.
Now imagine this. 3 months from now, you're in a conversation in English, and the words just start coming. You're not translating in your head. You're not freezing up. You're just talking, naturally, confidently. And the person you're speaking with is smiling because they understand you perfectly.
That moment is possible for you. It's not a dream. It's just a few good habits away. And you've already started today by listening to this episode. So give yourself credit for that. You showed up. That matters.
But here's the thing. A lot of learners who feel confident after an episode like this run into one big problem next. And that problem is, what do I actually say when a real conversation starts? How do I begin? How do I keep it going without going blank?
We have an entire episode on exactly that. How to start and keep an English conversation going even when your vocabulary is still small. It's going to be a game changer for you. Check it out right after this.
And if today's episode helped you, do 2 things. Hit subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this with one person who's also learning English, because everything is better when you learn together.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, keep believing in yourself. Your English is growing every single day, even on the days when it doesn't feel like it.
We'll see you in the next one. Keep going.